All right, guys, it's Thursday afternoon and wanted to do a quick video update here on what's going on with the markets. As you can see, we have failed to reclaim that $3 area, which was right here. We got rejected off of $3. It looks like we had a fake out to the downside, and then we had a fake out to the upside. And now it looks like we've continued our trend here of what's going on. This is the 4-hour chart, and I just want to point out that if we lose 270, 269-ish, there's just pretty much air between here and about 233. Obviously we have volume way back here at the beginning of the year, but in the recent, 6 months, 5 months since the time of April, we just have a big gap here, and I wouldn't think that this drop would stop until we got to about 233, 234. If Bitcoin is about to lose its support at 107, 200, then most likely Bitcoin's going to print all the way down to 98,000. And that kind of dump would align with a move of XRP down to that 233 area. So that would be hopefully would only be the worst case scenario. I would hope to see us find support in here and then make a higher move. But, the problem with all this is if you go out to the weekly, we just start to lose the weekly momentum. Ever since the breakout last November, we've had all of these moving averages holding price action as support. Obviously we've played with the 9. Let's see, is this the 9? Hold on one second. No, that would be the 20. So we've been holding the 20-week moving average. Probably we could even set this up as the 21-week moving average. That's what a lot of people go by. So yeah, you can see right now we're still holding this, but if we give up this 21-week moving average, the most likely next drop is going to be into that 230, low 230s area, probably as low as 228, 225. And that's just the way that this works. The problem with that, with us coming back, the problem with losing the 270 support is you really then negate these impulsive moves, and this becomes more of a flat correction, not an expanded flat, but if we come down here, that's more of a flat correction, and again, just sideways. What might happen is we come down here, find a little support, and then we come all the way down to test the 100-week moving average, maybe somewhere in the 180s. And then from there, we could very possibly have a final move higher. But yeah, it really is looking like this was corrective. This wasn't impulsive. And one of the reasons that I think it was corrective, where I'm going to go with this, if you've been following me for any length of time, it did not even make the 113. And so your bots are telling you what's happening because these candles here didn't even wick the 113, which typically, if it's bullish, the bots are going to push this all the way to the 1272. And you can back test that theory. It's held for several years. XRP, though, over the last several years, loves this 1.113 fib extension. And here again, you can see the inherent weakness of this. So yeah, that's what we're watching right now. We're watching to see if we hold here, obviously at 270-ish. If we don't, maybe we find support at 256. It's just hard for me to believe that we would find support there, since on the lower time frames, it looks like the wave count is the following. Hold on, stay on page. It looks like this was a wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was a shallow wave 2 retrace, and now we've started our third wave, 1, 2, and now this third of third that's about to happen if we get the drop will make a new low. I'm guessing that third of third will come down to around 250-ish. We'll bounce at 250 for a little bit, and then we'll roll over for a final fifth on this lower degree, which would actually be the final fifth of the fifth here anyway. Because here you have 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 was overlapping of wave 1, which that just happens in crypto quite a bit. But this could be the ending diagonal for XRP. But the problem with it is we just don't know where it's going to stop. I would love to hope we would, catch 253, 256 and hold there. But most likely we're going to come down to that 234 to 230. So those are my thoughts for now. It just makes it very hard, to gauge where we're going with price, because this is just starting to look more corrective and it's not looking as impulsive as we would have hoped. Again, to spend 8 years underneath the old all-time high just to come up and tickle with it a couple of times, then to roll over here, is not looking encouraging. But at the same time, we can't rule anything out yet. So, we could come down here and then find support and then move on higher. We just won't know until the market gives us that. So we're looking at just the best indicators that we can to get insights into where the market is headed. The good news is spot versus premium average is still on the spot side, which historically that's been a good sign for us that we aren't going to see a lot of dumping. But yeah, there's my thoughts. Hope that helps everybody, and everyone have a great rest of your week. I'll hop on here as price action develops and give you any thoughts that I have on the current state of the market. Talk to you soon.